Hey everyone, it's me Joji, and you know what they say, an apple a day. But what if we had 2 apples a day? And what I mean by that is we're going to be attacking twice with Dipplin because of its Festival Lead ability. Now, before we go on, we are going to start with a 4-4 line of Applin Dipplin. Applin used to only have 2 evolutions, which were its Appleton and Flapple Pokemon, but in the new DLC for Teal Mask, or I should say Scarlet and Violet, not the Teal Mask DLC, we got a new Pokemon, Dipplin, which is essentially a candied apple, or candied Applin, essentially. But it has the Festival Lead ability. When Festival Grounds is on the field, you get to use its attack twice in a row. So you do the wave twice in a row, 20 times for each benched Pokemon. So you can do 100 damage, barring some Pokemon tools we'll see in a second or talk about. But 100 twice in a row, so 20 damage. Well, let's say we're attacking Charizard EX, we're doing 200 each time, total 400, easy knockout. But anyways, so Dipplin plus Festival Grounds, let's take a look at it real quick here. It's not that important, I'd say. Each Pokemon that has an energy attached recovers from all special abilities and can't be affected by any special conditions. So if you're facing something like a poison deck, you don't have to worry about that if you have an energy attached to it. Burned and Confusion usually don't happen as often as Poison does in this current format, and going forward, because we're going to be getting the EX versions, I believe, of the Lousy Trio, I'd call them, and the P.E.K.K.A Runt, so I believe those focus on poisoning Pokemon. So Festival Grounds will technically prevent that from happening, in case you want to run Dipplin in that newer format. But yeah, Festival Grounds and Dipplin lets you do the wave twice in a row. I will say there are other Festival Lead Pokemon. I think there's the Goldeen, where it does like 10 damage, and then you can remove, or I believe move, an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon, the active Pokemon, to one of their benched Pokemon. It's a good disruption, but for, I believe, 3 energy, it's not really worth it. I think you should just stick to using Dipplin as the Festival Lead deck Pokemon. What other Pokemon do we have? We have a 3-3-1 line of Grookey, Thwackey, Rillaboom. Now, most of these Festival Lead decks will run just the 3-3 line of Grookey, Thwackey, maybe a 4-4 line too. Before we go on and explain why we have the Rillaboom in here, let's talk about Thwackey though. Boom Boom Groove. When your active Pokemon is a Pokemon with Festival Lead, you can go ahead and search your deck for any card you like. So if you have like 2 or 3 of these Grookey on the bench, you can search up 2 or 3 cards from your deck. It's a good, simple, better, I'd say, Pidgeotto EX. Pidgeot EX does let you do it anytime, but I believe it's a stipulation if you can only use it once, you can only have 1 Pidgeot EX search. And Thwackey does have the stipulation where you have to have Dipplin in the active. But yeah, it's still, I think, a really, really good draw support. If there were other Pokemon with Festival Lead that were better than Dipplin, I think we would see a Grookey Thwackey draw engine a lot more. But as it stands, this is probably the best Festival Lead Pokemon right now. Now, why do we run a Rillaboom? Well, it does have a bit of disruption with its drum beating attack, does 60 damage, but it also makes your opponent's Pokemon's attacks cost 1 more energy and their retreats cost 1 more energy. So if they're using up a lot of their energy and it's already spread out on the bench, they're going to have trouble attacking us if we hit them with drum beating. Also, Wood Hammer, 2 energy, does 50 to itself, but 180 is enough to knock out a Charizard EX because it gets doubled to 360. So it's a good counter to that, and a good counter if you just need to hit something for 160, or maybe you want to hit an EX and you attach something like a Maximum Belt, you're doing 230. It's enough for most Ogerpon EXs. Then we have a 2-2 line of Rellor Rabsca. This is here for Rabsca's Spherical Shield ability, which prevents all damage and effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Or sorry, from affecting your benched Pokemon, from your opponent's Pokemon, obviously. So stops things like your Dragapult EX, I believe. The counters getting placed, damage counters getting placed onto your bench. Stops Sableye. I believe it would stop pretty much anything that does damage like Greninja as well. Yeah, because it prevents all damage and effects. So damage counters are usually the effects of attacks, and you know, bench damage is damage. So Rabsca is blocking both of those. There was a lot of talk when this guy first came out, how much it was going to be used in other decks in lieu of a Manaphy Jirachi split, but it doesn't seem to have been placed in a lot of them. People just either run Manaphy or Jirachi, albeit Jirachi is getting placed less and less in most decks. You mostly see Jirachis getting placed, but with the uptick of Dragapult EX, we could see that switch, or even getting like a one line of this getting placed into a few decks instead of having the Manaphy Jirachi split. But we'll see what happens going forward as this meta evolves into Worlds. For our supporters, we are running 4 Iono, 4 Arven, 2 Boss's Orders, excuse me, 2 Cynthia, 1 Kieran, and then for our item cards, we're going to be running 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins. This is a new one, Bug Catching Set, that came out in the Twilight Masquerade set. This is here to search up pretty much all your Pokemon and energy you may need. You get to choose 2 of either or when you find it in the top 7 of your deck. It's a really good draw engine. I really like to use this quite a bit, especially early game when I need to grab energy or a Dipplin or Thwackey. Then we have Pokegears to search up our supporters, 1 Switch, 1 Counter Catcher, a Lost Vacuum, a Super Rod, and then for our Pokemon tools, which are very important for Dipplin, we have a Defiance Band. So think of it this way. Defiance Band on Dipplin, you're doing 130 if you're down prize cards, which turns into 260. It's a good amount of damage. If you have Vitality Band, so in case you're not up if you're up prize cards, you can go ahead and still do 110, 220 total. And if it's an EX Pokemon, you can do a total of 300 damage if you're attacking an EX that way. I will say that Dipplin, if you're going first and then on your second turn you're able to attack with Dipplin and they haven't evolved any Pokemon, just the Vitality Band alone is more than enough to KO most of their Pokemon outright, at least 2 of them. So it's a really good idea to have this deck go first, and then you can maybe Arven your second turn for one of these bands and hit KO on 2 Pokemon. But let's not forget the last bit of our cards. We have a rescue board. This is mostly for either your Rabsca or your Thwackey. Usually like to put it on my Thwackey because Thwackey has 2 retreat costs, and bringing that down to 1 is a lot better in my opinion. Sometimes I'll drop it again, like I said, onto Rabsca if I need to, or just like a basic Grookey if that gets set into my active like my first turn. I usually don't see this getting put onto Dipplin. Dipplin wants to hold on to one of these 3 different attacking Pokemon tools. Now, of course, Stadium has to be Festival Grounds. There's no other card you should be using in a Stadium for this deck. I could see the case for maybe putting in an Artisan or something else just to grab maybe your Applins or Grookeys that way, or Rellor, of course. Just to get them ready to go, but I feel like just having Festival Grounds alone is a lot better instead of like clunking in other stadiums. And then finally for our energy, we have 6 grass energies because Do the Wave only uses 1, Rillaboom's Drum Beating uses 1, Wood Hammer uses 2, and if you really needed to attack with Rabsca, it also just uses 1. So don't have to worry about having too much energy in this deck. But that is the deck we're going to be playing today. It is a lot of fun. I will say it does struggle with some high HP decks, like think of Blissey EX with Hero's Cape. I think it's at 400 HP. That is not going to get KO'd by a Dipplin. Even with the maximum belt, you're only doing 300 damage to it. If you're lucky and you're able to Lost Vacuum away that Hero Cape the Bliss EX has, you could get close to KO and you're still going to be off by, I believe, like 50 HP. So those are tough. But most of the other cases, you'll be fine as long as you take care to have your items in place. But yeah, let's get into some strategies on how to play this deck, and then after that we'll get into some gameplay. So ideally, this is what you want your first or second turn to look like when you're ending. Not with these cards necessarily in your hand, but this play field. You don't necessarily need the Festival Grounds down, but it would be better if you're going second and you bumped a stadium. If you're worried about it getting bumped, maybe don't play it and just keep it in your hand. But other than that, you want to have an Applin, 2 of them I should say, one for a backup in case this one gets knocked out. If you're worried about it getting knocked out, if you know what you're playing against, you might want to move this energy that's attached to it instead to this one. So yeah, if you're worried about it getting KO'd, you could, put it onto your benched Applin instead. Other than that, on your bench, you want to have 2 Grookey at least. You could have a third, that'd be fine. You're going to want to have a full bench anyways, so having 3 Grookey is good, or even having a third Applin could be another option you want. Just depends on how much draw you think you really need in the early game against whatever opponent you're playing. So let's assume we want 3 Grookey. But yeah, you want to have the 2 Grookey, a Rellor, and then like your final option, I mean, should be either Grookey or an Applin, one of those 2. But this is an ideal start for either going first or second. Ideally, you do want to go first so you can set this up, and then on your second turn, evolve anything you need to. So let's say it's your second turn going first, right? And you went first. So let's evolve all our Pokemon. Ideally, you want to have all the Grookeys evolved by then, and then all your Applins ready to go. This would be an ideal... Hello? Okay, that was a little weird. I think it's just an issue with it not still being the first turn and seeing that I had already attached to a different Pokemon. Thank you, Limitless, for putting that, check into play into your tabletop simulator. Thank you so much. But anyways, this is what you want to have on... I switched to turn 2. It should be your turn 1, technically. Anyways, actually, no, it should be your turn 2, right? Yeah, that's weird. I guess turn 0, they still allowed me to attach. Anyways, besides that, so this would be ideal, having 2 powered up Dipplin, your 2 Thwackey, third one if you put down another Grookey, and then I forgot to evolve the Rabsca, but you could do that as well. And then I just realized that it still had that Festival Grounds in my hand, but this is an ideal place. You don't want to play your rescue board too early, because that could kind of, show what Pokemon they should be drawing or pulling to the active if they need to stall. So don't play this until you really need to retreat. So if they, put this into the active with a boss's orders or a prime catcher, you can at least attach the rescue board and the energy and then switch it in instead, and you won't have to worry about that. Now, as I mentioned before, you want to have your 3 offensive Pokemon tools for your Dipplins. So if you're attacking a EX Pokemon and you're not down prize cards, you want to use your maximum belt. There we go. You want to use your maximum belt. So your Do the Wave is going to be doing right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100 damage plus the 50 from the maximum belt to do a total of 150. Do that twice though, because Festival Grounds is 300 damage. It's really, really strong. It's not enough to KO a Charizard EX, unfortunately. With the single Do the Wave, you're only hitting 300, but it's still a lot of damage. Let's say you want to attack something that has less than 120 HP. Of course, you would attach instead your Vitality Band to it. That way you're doing 110 twice. And ideally, they don't have anything that can take the hit from a 110 the second time going with Do the Wave. Now, if you are down prize cards, I would suggest attaching instead the Defiance Span to it. That way you are doing 130. But of course, if you're going to get a KO and they are at 5 prize cards, right? We're going to go ahead and grab our prize card from our prizes. And now the Defiance Span isn't going to be doing that extra 30 damage if you're now equal to prize cards. So keep that in mind. Your next attack is only going to be doing 100 damage. And of course, like I mentioned before, let's actually just move it from here. If you do need to attack with Rillaboom, just evolve one of the Thwackeys that you've already used Boom Boom Groove on. And this attach your energy, and that way you can just drum beating for a potential disruption. Or if you get, you know, another energy and power it up completely, you can just use Wood Hammer. So this is an optional attacker if you need it. I wouldn't say to use this as like your main attacker. Use it as a, you know, not last option, but keep this in mind. I did say you could use Rabsca, but Psychic is going to be very situational, I'd say. Again, your main attackers are going to be your Dipplins, which now I have 6 in my... I have 6 in play for somehow. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of those. That should not be there. Sorry for all the cuts in this one. Anyways, so yeah, main attackers, Dipplins, your secondary attacker, your Rillaboom, and if you really, really need to, use your Rabsca, but Rabsca itself, let me go ahead and show the card a bit better. Psychic, 30 damage for each, 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. I'm trying to think what Pokemon use more than 3 damage, but like, or 3 energies, but like even if you only have 3, that's just doing 100. It's not going to be great. Even if it's a Charizard EX, sure, they're going to have 2 attached, so you're doing 70, 140. If that's enough for knockout, you could go with the Rabsca, I suppose. The only other Pokemon I can think of that this would be helpful for is the Roaring Moon. That's not the EX, because that's at 140 HP. You attach 1 energy, you're hitting 140 because of its weakness, and it needs 2 energy to attack with anyways. Other than that, you're not knocking out the Roaring Moon EX because that has 230 HP, and then with the Ancient Boost energy capsules either on either of those 2 Pokemon, you're not KOing with Rabsca. So I highly suggest not attacking Rabsca. Keep it there on the bench just for its ability. Attack with a Dipplin instead. But yeah, this is ideally what you want to have your bench look like. You want to have 5 on the bench as always, so you can do full damage with Do the Wave. If you need to and you don't have enough, you know, stuff ready to have the 4, this is okay. You're doing 80 each time, barring, you know, the different offensive Pokemon tools you can have attached to increase your damage. But you really want to have that max damage every single turn. So if you need to find a way to get it there, use your Buddy-Buddy Poffins, use your Bug Catching Sets, use what you need to get a full bench as much as possible in your turns when you attack. And of course, always try to have Festival Grounds in play so you can do double the attack each turn. And if you do need to attack, of course, use Rillaboom. Sometimes you won't get as lucky, you're going to get this KO'd. Maybe you don't have another Dipplin in play. You still have some only Applin that you can't evolve. Try and attack with your Rillaboom if you really, really need to. But focus on attacking with your Dipplin. Your Dipplin is going to be your best Pokemon for attacking in this deck. And be careful. Try and work around heavy HP Pokemon. Because like I said before, even with Maximum Belt, you're not KOing a Blissey EX. Even without a Tyrael Cape attached, you're not KOing it. And it can be very concerning for some of those high HP Pokemon if you don't have the correct tools attached. Your 200 damage is not KOing a lot of those stage 2, even like bulky stage 1 EX Pokemon. So use the right tools you need. You will have them if necessary. Look for them with an Arven if you need to. Play that Arven, grab the tools you need to KO the Pokemon in the active. Sorry for another cut, guys. I just realized as I was editing, I never mentioned Kieran as a potential way to knock out those high HP Pokemon. That is a valid option. Still not for Bliss EX, still being way too high HP count. But for Charizard EX, Dragapult EX, and like Greninja EX, all those between 310 and 330, you can still KO as long as you play your Kieran with that maximum belt. Alright, let's get back to the video. But if you're lucky enough, Do the Wave will get 2 KOs and you'll just win the prize race that way. So without talking more about this deck and getting way too complicated, let's just go ahead and see it in action in some gameplay. Before we go on, why not get subscribed? It lets me know that you like this sort of video. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much, but double check because YouTube does unsubscribe people. 3 Applins. That's a lot of Applin. We'll start with 1. Is it better to go first or second for this deck? Usually you want to go first, so you can evolve and attack the next turn. You could go second as long as you get something like Arven to set up. That'd be okay. Okay, Bidoof. What is this? You know, I don't see Mew EX that often anymore. I'll be honest. Will I need Rabsca here? I really honestly don't want any more Applin on the field. Yeah, I'll do that. I really want another Grookey on the bench here. If we can get 3 Grookey, that would be wonderful. Not what we wanted. Let's attach. Go for tumbling attack. See if we hit 30. We do. Okay, cool. I'll take 30 damage. Fire energy. This could maybe be some sort of Charizard EX deck. What else? Gouging fire is Charizard EX. Okay. That's not a bad situation for us because we will hit for double damage. It's just interesting. I haven't seen Mew EX that often anymore in Charizard EX. They usually just run Rotom V or Illuminion. I'm interested to see what this guy's trying. You also don't see the 60 HP Pokemon Go Charmander as often either. Okay, burning the maximum belt because they want to draw more cards. Okay, this one's running the Entei. That one will be a problem. Can they power the guy up completely? Possibly. So we gotta hit 210 right now. That's possible with the Vitality ban. It is possible. And Cynthia's Ambition does get its secondary effect now. So we draw 8. Let's drop Applin and Thwackey. We gotta burn some cards here. Yeah, use the Super Raw these back. Let's not grab anything. Okay, good. We got the Vitality Band, but we didn't get the Festival. Oh, wait. We can get it though, because we'll evolve into Dipplin. We can Boom Boom Groove. What am I saying? Do I want to put another Grookey down and an Applin? I think so. I believe we get KO here. Actually, no, we don't. We're missing one Pokemon for KO here. Oof. Okay. We're doing 180. Yeah, we're short one Pokemon. If we had that last Pokemon on the bench, we would be getting KO. We can get rid of their Magma Basin at least. We already used the stadium. I don't think they have a way. Maybe if they use like Professor Turo's scenario or Penny, they can get this guy off the field. I mean, next turn we do have at least a KO off of that too. If he puts a Charizard EX into play, we can probably grab our maximum belt. If we get Counter Catcher, we can Counter Catcher Charizard EX. KO it with a maximum belted Dipplin. A lot of things are going to have to go correct next turn. But we're only conceding one prize card per turn. And we can take 2 from them each turn. Okay, that's a good draw. Okay, I want Defiance Band. Will only trigger for Entei. You know what? I want a second Thwackey. And I'm going to turn this guy into a Rillaboom to have it ready for Woodhammer, which can KO the Charizard EX in one go. Okay, we got a Rabsca too. Full bench. Okay. I think we get... We could go for this guy, swing it. But we could also just KO this guy, damage another Pokemon. If he tries to put Charizard EX, we hit double damage. I'm gonna... Shoot. We don't have any of the other bands right now. I already used a supporter. I'm gonna grab the other Thwackey just to have in hand so I can evolve the next Grookey next turn. What's going on, Skur? Alright, let's KO this. Let's see what they give us. If I have to guess, they're probably gonna either put up the Mew or one of the Charmanders. Probably just the... Sure, I'll do 200 damage to Charizard EX. Why not? Whatever. You have a good night, tacos. Why did they put up Charizard EX? Just to take 200 damage? Beats me, I'll be honest. Okay. Sure. Let's put up the other Applin. Oh, you know what? I should have grabbed not the Thwackey, but the other Dipplin. Whoops. That's fine. That was my mistake. So at least get these guys played, though. Oh, never punished. Alright, we got Dipplin. We got another Applin ready for next turn. I think I'm going to get rid of the EXP share. Yeah. That way you can't get the other energy that way. Do I want to attach anything? Because I'm doing 200 right now. Next turn I'll only be doing 100 to whatever he puts up. My guess he's putting up the Radiant Charizard. I don't think I need to play any Pokemon tools on this guy. Ooh. Okay, counter catcher for later is good. We got our other Dipplin ready. How many Dipplin do I have discarded already? 2. You know what? I believe I still have my Super Rod here. No, wait, did I use it? Oh, right, I used it like the first turn. What am I saying? I used it to grab back the Applin and energy. I'm gonna get some bug catching sets then. If anything, just to play and thin out. You miss fairy types? Same. Dragon Pokemon are running amok right now. We can do this at least to thin out our deck. Maybe grab what's it called? Boss's orders that way later. I can see them trying to. Yeah, we'll do this too. We'll hold on to it though. Yeah, like what is it called? Raging Bolt is running amok. Imagine we had a single price fairy type Pokemon to handle that. That would be wonderful. Okay, so they have to give us either the Mew or the Radiant Charizard. But I think we win this prize race. They will KO here. But if they can't Iono us, we have everything we need in our hand here. The Entei is kind of concerning. We would need Kieran and Vitality Band, which I believe Vitality Band is discarded already, so. The biggest mistake would be trying to attack with Charizard EX. Have they played supporter? Okay. I believe we win this. This is probably the best deck to play against, Charizard EX. Okay, Festival Grounds loss is not that big of a deal. Two, 4, 6, 8, 7, I mean. 9. We could body them with Rillaboom if we really wanted to, but we're just going to end it here. We have game. Maximum belt. Let's grab our festival lead. Or festival grounds, I mean. What else do we need? We will need the boss as well. We didn't have any other single prizers now, right? Okay. So we need this Rellor to do enough damage. But yeah, we just bring up the Charizard EX with boss's orders and we win here. Not bad. This is the most ideal deck to play against, honestly. Charizard EX without its Dragapult counterpart. 300 damage from one Do the Wave. The most damage I think you can do with a single Do the Wave. Double Do the Wave, 600 damage on the Charizard EX from a candied apple is insane. But yeah. Dipplin. Just KO'd a Charizard EX. Do I want to go first? Yes, usually you want to with the Dipplin deck. Not a good start. We're gonna have to retreat this Grookey in a bit. We do have a Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Other than that, excuse me, not the best start. Greninja Frostlass combo. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. Let's drop that there. Grab an Applin. And actually, I don't know if I want to put Rabsca because Rabsca has the ability. It only prevents damage and effects of attacks, not abilities. So maybe I just go for a second Grookey and an Applin. Yeah, okay. We just pass. Rillaboom might be helpful in this situation right now. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is going to be a difficult one. Frostlass can definitely KO us with its abilities. That plus the Monkey Dory that's going to be moving the energy or damage around. It's going to be difficult. Surprised they're using this Snow Runt. I've seen different Snow Runts, but I guess this one could be here for collect specifically. That's a good turn one attack if need be. If we're able to shut it down, I would like to get 2 KOs here with Do the Wave, boosted by Festival Lead. The Frogadier, I think, only has like 90 HP. Yeah, so we can still get 2 KOs next turn. Okay, Counter Catcher, not helpful, but let's go ahead and put this up. And ball here. Gonna retreat. We need a full bench to KO. So let's see if we get some more basic Pokemon. Buddy-Buddy Poffin will help us get there, but not all the way. But the second Thwackey will. Alright, let's grab another 2 Applin or another Grookey. Let's set up our attackers. Okay, we're only doing 80 right now. We could get there with a vitality ban. We need an energy. Ooh, do I want to risk it with a bug catching set? No, not really. I don't want to risk that. Okay, so as it stands, we're doing 80. So we need... do I want that second Pokemon? Or third Pokemon, I mean. I could Buddy-Buddy. It does thin. And we're doing 100. I think I want to do that instead. And we'll just grab another Grookey. We thin out 2 cards of the deck that way. Alright, cool. So we got this. They're probably going to give us this Froakie as well. At least if I was them, I would give the Froakie away, yeah. Keep this in case I want to turn that into a Greninja EX. Kieran's good for us right now. We gotta play Kieran and attack with a maximum belt to KO the Greninja. We're in a good spot. They're gonna KO us with Shinobi Blade from the Greninja EX, if they have it, and then Energy. If they don't have it, we just got really lucky and get 2 more KOs. Was that Iono huge for us? Okay, well, that makes it a bit more difficult. Okay, yeah. I really don't want to burn the Kieran to switch. I could Arven for my switch card or my skateboard. They didn't have the water energy, that's what it was. Okay. I see. Dipplin. We could boss it up, but I need to get this guy out of the active. It's Arven for switch, a skateboard, or yeah, because we gotta save the Kieran turn for something else. They're going to put up the Greninja. It's gonna get damaged at least for 100 damage. We could make that 110. I'm trying to think if there's any way they can just bring it back up. Maybe a Professor Turo's scenario. That's usually not something they run in their decks. I don't want to burn both of my switch cards in one go, so let's do this. Let's grab another Thwackey. And I guess while we're at it, we could also grab the other Dipplin. We haven't attached energy for turn either. I got an idea. Let's grab our Bug Catching Sets. We're going to use those to draw. Let's burn the first one first. Okay. I'll take the red Rellor just in case this gets KO'd. We have another attacker. Or another bench Pokemon for hitting 100 damage. Kind of tempted to take Rillaboom. I'll hold off. I could see them trying to counter catcher us again, so I'm going to hold on to the rescue board. Okay, let's get this card, prize card here. We're in a good spot. They have to put up the Greninja because either of these gets KO'd. But they know this is going to get hit for 150 damage. Okay. We need to set up a Rellor, or sorry, Rabsca now, actually. Rillaboom would be a good idea too. Let's see what they do here. I think next turn we boss up their Frostlass, KO that, put some damage on the Greninja, evolve one of these Thwackies into a Rillaboom, and attach as well. And then they have to target 2 attacking Pokemon in 1 turn. I think we win this. Our turn 2 festival leaded powered do the wave. Getting 2 KOs was really good. Stopped them a lot for setup here. Irida, okay. What are you getting? Maybe another Snorunt? How many more Snorunt do you have, actually? You have at least 1 more Snorunt. You have at least 1 more Snorunt. But I think we have this game. Oh, unfair stamp. Okay, that puts us in a pickle. I mean, we still do have our other Dipplin and 3 Thwackey, so it's not a big deal, but it is concerning. Okay, Arven. I think we can still pull it off. I think showing the maximum belt off was a little bit too early. It did, you know, make them reconsider putting up the Greninja EX to get hit by 150 damage. So it did its job, I would say. Yeah, if I were them, I would probably get the Mirage Barrage ready to go. Okay. What are we drawing to? Super Rod. We could get back a Dipplin and the 2 energy. Kind of like that idea. Actually, I need cards to put on my bench for more damage later. So I'm going to do the Applin instead. As it stands, I'm doing only 160. Did I already use up my Vitality Band? No. Okay. Let's see if we still have it in play, actually. We do. Okay. I do want to get my Dipplin. You know, I might want to play Cynthia as well. Okay, let's grab this guy first. If I boss, that's actually better. Because we're going to hit his Greninja regardless. We kill the Frostlass, maybe? Or maybe we Iono? Because whatever he did get is going to help him next turn, so let's grab the Iono. I'm going to turn one of these into a Rillaboom. Just double checking. Okay. I'm going to do the least damaged one. I'm not going to attach the Defiance Band to it. I'm actually just going to attach it here. Iono. Okay, so whatever you drew goes back to the bottom. I'll take it. I don't like it, but I'll take it. Okay, so as it stands, we KO and win. Let's see. So we need one more Pokemon on our bench. And we need an energy. With those two things we can kill with Dipplin. If not... Okay, they're gonna go for Shinobi Blade. I'm guessing we probably put away their double turbo energy. Okay, I see what they're trying to do. I think I still have my switch card. No, I don't. I have my rescue board though. But now I need an energy and a rescue board to KO and win. He's thinning. Well, he's going to shuffle now. Does he have a better supporter? Because the Iono for 5 could have... The Iono for 5, yeah, could have gotten them what they needed. Lumineon? They're definitely trying to get the double turbo energy to Mirage Barrage. And KO probably our Thwackey here and one of our Dipplin. Like, okay, Professor's research. Ooh, that's a lot of water energy. They could be locking themselves out of attacking at some point. They're only running like 6. Yeah, there's the Mirage Barrage. Probably KOing Thwackey and Dipplin. So we need an energy. We need quite a few things, actually. If we get Cynthia, that would be the best thing right now. Because Arven on its own isn't the best. We can get a rescue board, but I think we burned all our... No, we still have bug catching sets, actually. We could get a bug catching set. Also, this is still bugged. This should only be doing 100 damage. Yeah. Cynthia would be best to draw here. But I think we're not going to get it. There's the grass energy we need, though. Rescue board. Let me check here. What are the odds they have what they need? I really need to get some more benched Pokemon down. You know what? I'm gonna get the Poke Gear. Yeah. It's literally one damage counter away from having free retreat. That hurts. Nothing. Oh, that was a waste. Okay, cool. Drum beating for 60. Let's see if they have the extra water energy to attack with here. Because they can't use Mirage Barrage to KO 2 Pokemon. But they can put one water energy or that DTE to use Shinobi Blade. This could have locked him in. Let's see. This also really depends on how many water energy they run, because they did burn 4. Arida. Earthen Vessel, maybe? Let's see what they have. They can Earthen Vessel for 1 energy. But I think they still lose. Because then we'll just put up Dipplin attack with the do the wave twice. Actually, no, we can't. We need more than that. Maybe we gamble with the Cynthia. Yeah. So it all depends if they have the energy or not. Snowrunt. Rick Candy. Okay. I see. They're going to attach... Well, they can't retreat. I don't think they know that. Unless they have a switch card. Let's see. If they have a switch card, they could attach energy and attack with that Shinobi Blade. Because the debuff of having extra retreat cost doesn't get affected by switch cards, and then the debuff of having to use 1 extra energy to attack with is only on the active when you attack. Our Thwackey gets KO'd here. But if they can't attack, we win. There's no way. Another Frostlass? Oh, that's gonna hurt a bit more. That's 2 ticks of freezing shroud damage onto all our Pokemon, except for Rillaboom. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see what they're doing. Oh, this is diabolical. Okay. If we can't do anything, we lose this one. Oh, that was a good boss. That was incredibly lucky, let me tell you. That is going to be doing exactly 40 damage for 320 damage total. That was extremely lucky. We would have lost next turn if it weren't for that. I will admit that was completely lucky. Good game. And so that was Festival Lead. It was a lot of fun, especially doing it on stream. I will say there were a couple matches in there that I didn't include because, oh man, we just got bodied by a few high HP Pokemon and some really bad draws. But what we did show off against that Charizard EX and the Greninja EX were really, really fun. Doing 600 damage with Dipplin was insane. I don't think I've ever done that much damage to a Charizard EX with a, I guess, non-EX Pokemon. It's crazy to do that much damage with the Dipplin. But yeah, that was a really close match with the Greninja EX too. It just came down to the wire on that one. I will say that be wary of it because, or I guess any deck that uses Frostlass, because your Thwackey and Dipplin are, and Rabsca are all easy targets for Frostlass, and then Monkey Dory just moving stuff around. Unfortunately for them, they weren't running a Monkey Dory version, but I could see a Monkey Dory Frostlass doing really, really well against Festival Lead. These are really low HP Pokemon, and a few Frostlass and a Monkey Dory could easily KO all my Pokemon if I'm not careful. I would have to evolve one of those Thwackey into Rillaboom and then just focus on those Pokemon that way. But yeah, it's a fun deck. I will say it has its shortfallings. I would not recommend using this in any competitive format. If you're taking this to locals to have fun though, I would highly suggest it. It's a really fun deck. Just being able to combo Do the Wave multiple times, it's a fun deck. But don't take it to competitive if you're trying to get like championship points for the upcoming season. There are better decks you can use. This is more of a fun casual deck in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think about this deck. Do you like Dipplin? Are you excited? You know what, you could probably think of putting some new cards into this, like Hydrapple EX. That one's going to be an interesting add to this deck for sure. It might change it completely because Festival Grounds becomes kind of useless for Hydrapple EX, but you could pair that with maybe an Ogerpon EX, and it starts to turn into Kitakami a lot more, doesn't it? Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, get subscribed. We're going to be doing a lot of TCG content on this channel, so we'll see what we get with the next set. I'm excited for some new cards. I'm excited to see how the meta changes before Worlds. We do have, I think, one set coming out before then, but I don't think it affects what's going to get played in Worlds. I'll double check on the times and put whether or not that set is playable for the World Championships. I think it comes like a week or two before, so it's not technically illegal. We'll see. But yeah, get subscribed, leave a like, and comment down below what you think of Festival Lead as a deck. Is it good? Is it bad? Are you going to try it out? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're interested, go check us out on Twitch. We are streaming every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays are going to be for Pokemon TCG, so if you're interested in watching some TCG gameplay, go check that out. But on Thursdays, we're going to be doing some Pokemon related content, mostly Scarlet and Violet, maybe some rank ladder if we're feeling up to it again this month, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, as always, stay safe, and thanks for watching.